You're listening to the Pillaging Podcast, bringing the tailgate to your ear hole. Leave your feelings at the dock, because this is the realest podcast in Raider Nation. Yeah. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Call in to leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. This episode brought to you by One Nation Fanwear. Check them out at onenationfanwear.com. It's time to pillage another podcast. I'm Kenny Stapler, Bobby, Che. It's time to crack a cold.
Oh, chelas. We miss y'all mofos, man. Come on now. Ooh, let's see what we drinking on. Today.
Fresh crack.
Give it a little fresh crack. Me and Bobby going to share this because we got many chelas to partake in today.
And we got to make sure we get through all of them, too.
Man, these guys didn't even miss us. We didn't even get any messages on Twitter or anything.
You know what? Take that back because Patrina's going to come through and slap the taste out of our mouths if we say that. She was very upset that we weren't back on air, and we apologize, Patrina. Okay, we weren't trying to hold out on y'all at all. Before I pour my brother's glass, though, I want to tell you guys what we're drinking on right here. This right here is the Laughing Monk Brewing company.
I like that name.
And this is Brother Bob Hazy IPA. And yes, it is the Bob you guys think of. Happy trees, bro.
I think of Bobby Wasabi, man. That ain't even a fair statement.
Hazy, because my mind's a little hazy all the time.
And it's got some nice. It's gonna get in.
That looks like lemon juice, bro.
There we go. Got to cover up that background a little bit. Yeah, man, it's nice and cloudy. It's hazy right there. Let's give it a little taste.
Taste of the glory,
and see what it tastes like.
Tastes like a champion.
Salud. See what it goes.
Salud, Raider Nation, pillagers.
Man, I think it's thick. That's what she said.
Oh yeah, that's it right there. That's it right there. And shout out to our brother James Lyles for coming through. Pillaging. We appreciate you, brother.
James with $50 in the chat says, missed you guys. Been dying to hear your opinion on this crazy free agency. Hey, fact is, the Super Bowl gave me and Bobby coronavirus.
Pretty much.
Blame it on those mofos, bro.
I ain't even joking. Yeah, Bobby and I got a touch of the Rona.
Little touch.
Just a touch. Yeah, that's why we were all out for a minute.
Just a touch of your love.
I couldn't smell anything. They were saying that Bob was farting, and I was like, I can't smell or taste what you're talking about.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
And then I had vacation. Spent some time with the daughter and playing some disc golf. And then free agency.
And then we almost lost our goddamn minds when we got the news about Rod Hut.
I wanted to quit the podcast. Not even lying. I was like, I'm tired of the same old fucking storylines every year.
Kenny was just over it. He's like, you know what? He's like, I have a good mind to go over there and just choke out Mark Davis. Bring on Gruden.
Oh, man.
Mayock, anybody. And I was like, whoa, bro. Just chill out, man.
Hey, we're going to be all right.
I thought I was going to get traded to the Patriots, bro.
Kenny was trying to retire before he got traded, dude.
Bro.
He's like, I can't take this anymore.
I'm telling you. Shout out to Silky Slim.
Shout out, brother.
The 1999, no comment attached, money on the table. Walks away. I like that. Let it ride. Hey, Silky Slim, you already donated $20. You don't need to say I look thinner, bro. But I appreciate that. I am about 25 pounds thinner, man, and that's that's not the Rona either. That's hard work.
That's it, man.
Shout out to Mary Jane.
Hey.
With the $49.99, no message attached. She says, "Let it ride."
That's right.
Put all her chips on black. I like that.
Black and silver.
I like that attitude. I like that.
All right,
man. It's good to be back, guys.
Man, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
It's been way too long.
Honestly, I walked in and I was like, damn. It feels like it's like, what was it like going to like summer break, and you're going like to the next, like next grade level up or whatever. And I was like, man, it's been too long since I seen my folks, dude. I was like, damn, dude, is the place still there, man? Are our lockers still there? Like I hope everything's still good, man.
It's that old school summer, right? Like before when your folks wouldn't let you actually go see see your friends on your own time. You had to only see them in school. The whole summer's dedicated to family vacations and family things, man. That's Mexican household shit.
But it's good to be back, guys. It's good to be back. And until next time, keep the wind in your sails and the rum in your mug and pillage on. Hey, just kidding.
Yeah.
Just playing with you guys.
Quick shots.
Speaking of summertime and how it should be spent, we wanted to give you guys a little update. We know we were gone for a while without notice, and we do apologize for that because after all of that, we got the vaccines and shit, and that kicked my ass too. So just a lot of stuff going on. But thanks for bearing with us. But we kind of want to give you an insight on what we're going to do this off season. We're going to do something a little bit different because I feel like a lot of times during the summer we like to get on air. We like to spend time with you guys, but it's really about content and having things to talk about. And to be honest, guys, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel during summertime. And you boys
get real creative over here.
I spent a lot of time on Sundays prepping for the show when kind of realizing I don't really have to. Because we got the shit in our back pocket. Hey, just kidding. But we want a little more free time with the family and everything, and to get out there and enjoy our weekends a little bit more. So hopefully you guys are cool with it. But we're probably going to be going to once a month during the off season with the Pillaging podcast. The good news is the Crow's Nest podcast will be coming back. You will notice a slight transition on that podcast, so we'll become a little bit more focused as we go through the summer. We are transitioning that to something else, but it will keep the same feel as the Crow's Nest has been. I know there's a fraction of you guys that tune in, but you guys are diehard and you guys are riding with us. And
that's right.
You like to hear us uncorked, and we're going to keep that same energy on that show. But that will not be on Sundays. That'll probably be on a weeknight. We're looking at maybe a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night. We're going to try to actually bring that to you live as well.
Yeah.
It won't be super late. It'll be around the same time as this show normally is. So I'm saying that at the front of the show so you guys all catch it. Pillaging Podcast will be going to once a month. Maybe not right away. We have the draft. We still have to do our Nesty Awards. So we're going to have some content for you here going through the next month. But at the end of April, after we do our draft recap, May, June, July, and probably August, you're going to have like one Pillaging podcast per month, most likely. Unless
it's all dependent on things that transpire as well, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So I don't have, what week that's going to be during the month. Likely it'll be the last weekend of the month, last Sunday of the month. And then other than that, really encourage you guys to tune into the Crow's Nest. Again, that's a separate stream. You can't catch that on the Pillaging Podcast stream. You're going to have to go find that on your own, and it'll be on a separate YouTube channel. But yeah, we hope you guys join us over there because we're going to be focusing on another sport a little bit there. I'm not going to say too much right now. That's kind of all up in the air right now. We're still working some things out, but we look forward to it, man. We have a lot of fun on that show. And it gives us a little bit of freedom to hang out and have a good time. So
we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're trying to like de-invent the wheel, if anything. Mm-hmm. Just have a little bit of fun with it. So
man, your boy Sal just came in.
Oh my goodness!
And dropped the hammer, bro.
Holy
crap!
$99.99.
He just hit me with that giant bag of salsa right now. I walked away.
The one that he fucking sent to us that I still have in the freezer, bro.
Dude, I have that in individual containers. I've been slowly putting out, dog.
Hey, my pillow ain't got shit on that bag of salsa.
Shout out, Sal, man.
I just cut the corner of it off and I use it like a giant salsa pack, like a big ketchup packet.
It's like a big...
Sal, big family, man. Sal says, my brothers, what's up? Hope all is well. Been busy as fuck, but I do have some stuff coming y'all's way. God bless the fam, and Pillaging fam too. Got to be up at 4:30, so I'll catch this episode tomorrow. Hey, good
appreciate you, brother.
Man,
nice.
Man, that's a lot of money, dude. I don't even know what to say. Bailey Stanley. Hey, Kenny. Hey, Bailey. What's cracking? It's good to see you on here, Bailey. I didn't even know you're a Raiders fan. I like that.
That's what's up.
It's good to see everybody. A little roll call. Of course, Lucky Slim in the chat. It's great to see Sean on there, Hawaiian Raider on
What's
there.
What's good, Sean? Wahoo.
Been a minute.
Sean, bro.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from our brother in a while. That's just because we be living off of Twitter. It's way too much.
Dude, I've been...
we haven't been here either.
But I've been having nostalgic, just memories, man. Just thinking of the Coliseum and this and that.
Oh,
and
man.
I thought about that game where I hung out with Sean.
Dude.
It's funny of all freaking things, dude. Just by pure luck, we happened to be sitting next to each other on that.
That's
home
dope.
opener
That's
game.
crazy.
That was dope.
That was
dope.
fun as hell, bro.
That was
We had a
dope,
great
man.
time, dude.
Shout out to Beto and Callie. She said
Hey.
Reddit folk was missing y'all for sure. I haven't been on the Raider subreddit in over a year. It was getting kind of toxic over there. Beto, how is it right now? Shout out to Pete. Hey, during this time off, I got a chance to meet up with Pete. He had a few beers. I had a few Diet Cokes. Because that's how I roll. I'm a caffeine fiend. Man, Pete's even funnier in person. Pete's a really, really solid dude. The guy you hear on the call is Pete, man. He's fired up. He's intelligent. He's hilarious. Just a great dude. Had a great time with you, Pete. It was nice catching up with you out there in Monterey. Shout out to Lizette Romero. Man, everybody's in here right now. Roland Dubs, Jake Callie. Man, we're missing a few folks. Blind Athlete, what's cracking? Don't worry about us, man. But I appreciate it. Raider Zach, Rob Raider in the house. Man, everyone's in there. We don't have... Well, we got one phone call. You guys can call in 408-909-PJFF if you want to leave a message. We'll hit the phones in the second half. We're going to be talking to Kane here shortly. We're going to give him a call, see what's up. The good doc, what's cracking? A Raider Nug, our moderator, is in the building.
Oh, snap.
What's good, Raider Nug?
He says he's at work, but hey, we're going to keep an eye on things.
He's throwing the wrench around right now, dog. Mm-hmm. Want to make sure that everyone knows what's up. Dude,
What's that Steve Harvey joke right there? Wrench around. And
she said, Veto and Callie. She says, still toxic.
Salud.
Still toxic.
Right?
And Raider Nation wouldn't have it any other way.
Cheers.
We're still here.
Still here. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, of course. Big shout out to onnationfanwear.com. The illest fan gear in the nation. Illest fan gear, period. Some of you guys that were here for the Super Bowl party did not email me for your free gear. So if you won, you got to send me an email. The rest of you that emailed me, that's all been forwarded. Hopefully you got your gear. If not, they're going to work it out. If not, let me know, and I'll make sure to forward that stuff again.
I actually got the names. It's the first quarter winner was Irish Raider. He actually got the hat and the full outfit.
Okay.
The second quarter was Silky. He got the Nick Gator. I think he got that one already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Third quarter was Jam for the hat, and fourth quarter was Patrina for the full outfit. So
Okay.
Gee.
All right. Patrina, hit us up in the email if you hadn't already. I don't know that you did. And then Jen, I'll just hit you on the text line, man, and get your address and send that over so you can get the hat.
I missed Jen.
That one's on me.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we see Jen pop in here.
Jen called me the other day, and I was out in the field practicing, and I didn't get back to him. I got to get back to him. It's been a while. Weekend was just it was a nice weekend. It was busy in a leisurely way, but I was just away from my phone all weekend. So, okay, yeah, cool. Silky got it. Right on.
Sweet.
There's a group of y'all saying they missed the pod, though. Okay, cool. On Reddit. All right. Of course, big shout out to Sal's Mexican Restaurants, salsmexicanrestaurants.com.
Oh, yeah.
Their main location is out there in Selma, California.
Yeah, man.
You can call them 559-896-0412 or 559-896-SALS and ask to speak to somebody in charge if you want to have something mailed to your house. They mail everything really nice. Foam container, with the coolant and stuff in there. It'll come to you fresh. If you don't live on the West Coast, it's a great chance to get some West Coast salsa.
Oh, yes.
Amongst other things, they do pre-frozen meals. You get them, heat them up in the oven or the microwave. Boom, good to go. All home-cooked goodness. Hell, if you live on the West Coast, order it anyways, because even though you live in California, it doesn't mean you have a bomb-ass Mexican restaurant in your town.
This is true.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. There are those questionable locations where they say that the food is good, and it's like, no.
I'm looking at you, Monterey.
No, it's not.
I'm looking at you. Man, Monterey has the most overpriced, overhyped restaurants. There's a lot of garbage.
It's true. It's true.
So you're saying that Chipotle isn't authentic? Yeah, there isn't nothing. Honestly, dog, it's all overhyped stuff. Like I thought, like some of like the stuff over in Santa Cruz was a little too much touristy. You go to Monterey, it's just
bad.
Se pasan, bro.
But shout out to Domenico's on the wharf.
It's all tourists.
That's a good restaurant. If you're in Monterey and you're doing the tourist thing, you find yourself down on the wharf, hit up Domenico's. good ass food. And they actually support the Time Bandit. They work with the Time Bandit from Deadliest Catch.
Yeah, man. He's on their commercial, bro.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The brother, the captain is on their commercial, the Dominicals commercial.
And that's good. That's good. The risotto. Ooh, the risotto and the scallops. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Fire. And last but not least, shout out to Bathke Engraving.
Hey, look at
bathkeengraving.etsy.com.
There,
bam, right there.
Get all your
one.
Get your glassware engraved. You know,
get your face engraved.
My brother, he was like, "Where can I get one of them pillaging pint glasses, bro?" I was like, "Hit dude up and just tell him, bro. He's got to have it on file. He's got it on file, bro. Just tell him I want one of them pillaging glasses, bro. You know, it's all custom. It's all custom."
You know, you get your face engraved on a little glass butt plug for your lady. I'm just saying. Mother's Day is right around the corner. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And that's just a little taste of what you'll be getting on the Crow's Nest.
Just taste of the glory.
Hey, just a taste. Bone apple teeth, everybody.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Shout out to Juice, man.
Shout out, Juice.
Shout out to Cali Kappa. I want to hear from some of our audio only listeners. Is the change in format, is that killing it for you guys? I hope not.
Hey.
I hope we're giving a good product to both sides of the fence, because I don't watch a lot of streams. I watch one stream pretty religiously. I won't say what it is. It's not football related. I'm a podcast guy, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Give us some suggestions how we could make this appealing for both of y'all, because we're trying to please everybody. You know what I mean?
Hey.
That's a goddamn lie. We're just trying to keep it real. Just trying to keep it real.
We ain't trying to please nobody, bro. We offend a lot of people. And we just keep it moving.
Standard procedure.
Keep it moving. And standard procedure. Hey. We offend parking attendants.
Oh yeah.
we offend expensive hallway monitors. We were looking at the motherfuckers in the suits that came to try to tell us to shut our music down in the motherfucking tailgate.
By the way, real quick before we move on, I know you guys hate it when we get off topic. I'm going to get somebody in the chat. They're not even talking about football yet. Hey, fuck you.
It's been a while since we've seen family.
Yeah.
You know how it is. It takes a minute to catch up with family.
I know, and it's going to take us 45 minutes to say goodbye to everybody too.
Yeah, it's true.
And
facts.
I was going to say the Crate Place in Santa Cruz is banging. I believe their kitchen's open till 2:00 in the morning. They're awarded the best late night eatery in Santa Cruz since like 1975.
That's what's up.
They got live music on the weekends and fire ass dinner crepes and Tunisian donuts and good coffee, and they bring you a whole loaf of freshly baked bread that you got to slice yourself at the table, and it's just nice patio dining. It's the vibey, everything's cool. They're stoner friendly. I know a lot of y'all are stoners out there. They got great beers on tap. You can buy chicken wings by the pound. Like, go there. Go to the Crate Place.
Again, they're stoner friendly.
Again, most of the tables rock back and forth. But hey, so does the camper
That's how
van.
you know they get used. That's how you know they get used, bro.
So does the camper van. I'm just saying. Shout out to Silky Slim. He says, what's your guys' most biggest thing you're looking forward to, football or non-football related?
Hey, man.
My biggest thing I'm looking forward to is the Garlic Festival right now.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Are they going to do it? What's going on with
it? They haven't canceled it. I'll say that.
Okay.
And the second biggest thing I'm looking forward to is hopefully going to see the Masters Cup in person at De La Viega in Santa Cruz. With you guys.
Yeah,
that would be fire, bro. We definitely got to make that happen. Right?
And maybe covering it.
That's my one non-football thing. Exactly what Kenny said, because that's the weekend of my birthday.
Hey,
that'd be awesome, dude. Right there. But football related, I want to see
how many wasabi years are you gonna be?
Let's just say I'm just this much closer to being a Masters.
There you go.
Football related, I'm curious to see what our O-line is going to do.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there. That's it.
Hey.
We'll talk about that right now. But
I'm looking forward to watching every single one of you melt down on draft day.
Oh, shit.
I already melted down earlier, dog. It was...
That's kind of morbid, bro. No, I'll say this. The one thing that I'm looking forward to is us getting our asses to Vegas for one of these games.
Oh,
There you go.
Okay,
yeah.
whether it be that we're hanging out in one of the parking lots, we just show up randomly because we don't have tickets because they're too expensive.
IHOP, we're looking at you invading that parking lot.
Or just, like I said, or we actually are able to scrounge together the funds to get it up in there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, we got to make it to Vegas this season, and just have a good ass time like we do. And those of you who have come by the tailgate already know. You guys already know. So we'll either be invading a tailgate or we'll be bringing our own. Stay tuned.
We'll be taking over someone's tailgate. What are you talking about?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Invading. We invade. We pillage. And we plunder. We take over.
Poor bastard that thinks they're there to support some other team. We'll be like, hold on real quick. Let me see this grill real quick. Let me see this cooler real quick. Throw these White Claws out. Don't need those in there.
Put those in the silo. Those in the silo.
Throw those in the $5 silo. Because people always be hitting us up.
The lost and found silo.
Good Doc says he's got some seats. We'll be sitting in his seats.
Hey.
Can I sit on?
See, look it.
Can I sit on your lap?
How many seats you got, Doc? If it's not necessary. Hey, the Good Doc, you're our brother, man.
That's right.
We know when the Good Doc says something like that, we know it's the truth.
Hey, we're all good. We're just gonna
appreciate you.
We're gonna sit on each other's shoulders and wear a giant trench coat.
Just peeking out the center.
It's happened before, man. I mean, we've seriously had like 3 people sit in one seat before.
Hey, Bobby, this time you got to face forward though.
Bro, you got me spinning up here, bro. I'm gonna start a fire over here.
This guy over here, though. You actually got him to spit out his chilla. Wow,
That was
bro.
awesome.
That's a first, I think. That's a first one for the pillaging part.
Somehow, some way, I missed the screen on the computer, man. We're good.
You're that talented.
We're good. Oh, man.
All right, so
Good times.
We got to get into these offseason moves. I'm waiting for Kane to hit me back. We'll bring him on when he does. But I had these moves as quick hits. Let's be honest. These aren't quick hits. We're just going to bypass this segment today. We're just going to get right into it. The name of this podcast is How Come You Trade Him and Not Me?
How come you coach
Yes,
him but not me?
you played it.
That's right.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of these outgoing Raiders. How about we? Yeah, we'll start there.
Sounds good
Outgoing
to me.
or incoming?
That sounds good. No, let's go with the outgoing, bro.
Outgoing.
Come on, let's start where it hurt the most.
Let's rip the
Yeah.
Band-Aid off.
Let's rip the Band-Aid off.
Just might as well do it.
All right. So the first move, which you know, this kind of was a domino effect. When this happened, you knew shit was going down, right?
Yeah. Yep.
In fact, that's a lie because I was like, it can't get worse than this, and then it did. So what I'm talking about is the Raiders picked up a 5th round pick for Gabe Jackson.
Yeah.
Gave up a Pro Bowl guard for a 5th rounder.
Yeah, man.
So I'm immediately going to just get the ball out of my hands and pass this over to one of these guys.
Well, look, I think it's necessary that I speak on this first, because you already know the Hoggies those are my boys. Okay, I was an honorary hog in high school. Okay, I was very skinny and underweight hog, but nevertheless a hoggy because I just didn't catch the ball. They didn't throw it. But blocking, man, you already know what Gabe Jackson brings to the table. It's all about that man. Boob. Okay? And putting it up on you. And
Chesticles.
that's something that's going to be missed, man. Listen, Gabe Jackson, when healthy, was one of the meanest, I want to fucking just put you in the dirt kind of dudes. And it's hard to find those guys. Okay? Like everybody likes to think, all NFL linemen, they want to do that. But there's some guys that just got that extra edge. Gabe Jackson is one of those dudes. You could tell, like, he takes pride in pancaking fools, and he takes pride in going up against some of the better DTs in the league. Okay? Again, I've mentioned it before, but I'll throw you back to that offseason, preseason practice that they had against the Rams. Aaron Donald, you guys saw the video. And him and Gabe Jackson going back and forth. And really, that's all about Aaron Donald being really mad that he just wasn't able to get through, right? And Gabe Jackson was still there, and they're getting a shoving match, and they're in each other's faces. That's the kind of guy that Gabe Jackson is, and that's really why I'm gonna miss him. Maybe not the most, because I'm gonna miss Hud the most.
Yeah.
But he's right there, man. He's right there with Hud in terms of like how much I appreciate his style of play. That being said, we know that Gabe has had multiple injuries in the past few seasons. And this season he was able to stay more healthy than not. He still didn't perform at a very high level in terms of his rating, his pass protection or whatever, but you knew what you were going to get from Gabe. And I just don't know what we're going to get from the next man, obviously Denzel, he's resigned. He played well, but now he's got the starting spot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It's different.
Yeah.
Right? We appreciated what he did in relief for some of these guys, right? We appreciated what he was able to do, and he was able to come in and hold up his end, and we were real proud of that and real happy about that. But now the real pressure's on, bro, because you're expected to perform. Yeah. Right? And so if you can't hold up your end of the bargain, you best believe Raider Nation's going to let you know, and they're going to repeat. They're going to be bringing up Gabe's name all season long if you don't hold up your end, because they're going to be like, we should have had Gabe Jackson there. We shouldn't have had this dude. So really it's on you, Denzel. Like, you need to really show us why it was okay to let Gabe go, because I'm going to miss him, bro. I'm going to miss that dude.
But at the same time, we all knew it was going to happen. Everybody was talking about the cap space and how much money we can save and this and that.
Yeah.
So it, unlike the HUD, move, it was more or less expected. The rumors were already there.
Yeah.
So a lot of us were already talking about it. Like, all right, cool. Well, this clears up this cap space and we can move this person here and this and that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much of a problem because, like I said, nobody saw the Hudson thing coming down.
Yeah.
And so that just completely threw the whole line sideways right there, honestly.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
You know what? Our sister Heidi, from over there with the Ladies of Darkness.
Yeah.
She's been calling on this for a little bit. She's like, you know what? Gabe looks like he's going to be one of those. She had been calling that a couple seasons back, saying, that it looked like Gabe might be one of those casualties, right? And it came like a season later. She was right because of what you're stating right now, Bobby. It's one of those things, like, we knew the potential was there because of the cap space and the amount of money that they were going to need to save. And this situation that we have this year, right, with the cap being cut, it's really what forced the hand. Mm-hmm. It's really what forced the hand, man. Because of COVID and the way that the league worked out this last season, and the fact that we just didn't get the revenue that we were supposed to, right? Yep. All these caps got cut, and you already know, man. The Raiders are on the way up in regards to their funds, but we're not anywhere near some of these other franchises, and so teams like ours are going to feel it the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we see it in the form of losing guys that we really like on this team.
And it's frustrating too because this was one of my favorite years for Gabe Jackson. He played, every game this season, stayed healthy all year. And this is one of the only things really that we've been harping on with Gabe and put it all together in 2020. And man, and as a result of it, the play from him and Denzel, and of course Hudson and Colton Miller. Carr had a lot of time. Everything looked really crisp. The offense was running really sharp. So that's tough. It's a major setback. So right now the offensive line looking like Rodney Hudson, right? Richie Incognito, young kid Andre. What's his name?
No, so Andre James, Rodney Hudson, right? You said we still want him back. We still want him back.
What did I say? Colton Miller, Incognito,
Andre
James, and then Denzel
Good, and I think possibly Parker.
Yeah, Brandon Parker.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the idea is right there, but so far that's what's shaking out to be the line.
Hey, wait for that first round. Yeah. When you get that real sexy, exciting offensive line pick. you guys are going to love it.
It's going to be just it's going to be just as exciting as hiding in a corner and eating a Fruit Loop.
I'm all for it, man.
By the foot,
I'm all for it, man. I love seeing offensive linemen go in the first round because you're getting a young kid Hopefully you hit on them, but it's hard to get those tackles for free agency at a good price. I mean, look what we're dealing with. What we're dealing with. Yeah. So, my big concern about Denzel, I just looked it up right now to confirm it. He's new to us, but he's 30 years old. He's no kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's tough, but you get some cap space back. They were able to make a lot of moves. I think there might be a couple more out there. We'll talk about that a little bit. But of course, we talked about it. Rodney Hudson gone, traded for a 3rd round pick and sent a 7th round pick to Arizona. Rodney Hudson, a future Hall of Famer, traded for a 3rd round draft pick.
But you know what?
It's wild.
At least a lot of these players that got traded away are not going to LA, or they're not going to Kansas City, they're not going to Denver.
Right. I mean, seeing them leave, the division first and the conference is also, a positive, right?
Something.
It's something, but
it
still hurts, bro. I mean, it still hurts. And you know what? Like, I'm going to say this about Rod, man, because I know a lot of people were like, there's a lot of back and forth between it, right? A lot of people upset about Rod being, traded away eventually, but he was initially announced as a cut, right? As a release.
Yep.
The fact that they got something back was kind of like, ooh, okay, at least we got something.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, were upset when it came out that he was asking for his release.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And let me just say this, man. Obviously, I'm a humongous fan of HUD, man. Like, this is the guy for me. He's the key to our offensive line, and this is really the reason why I'm so concerned going into next season is that's the captain, bro. Like, you guys can look at all the stars that are on this team. You can point the finger at Derek Carr. You can look at the coach, but that was the leader of our team. I really, honestly, truly believe that in a very quiet way, maybe.
Yeah.
But he was the actual captain of this team, the real leader of this team.
I feel like there's so many polarizing players that have come in and out of this locker room over the past few years. I can speak for this podcast and say Rodney Hudson's been our favorite Raider.
Yeah.
We may not say that. We may not act like we not wear his jersey, but it's like the one guy I feel like us and everybody in the nation can agree on. He ain't a problem. He's a problem for other teams, but not us.
Yeah.
And you may not realize it, but Rodney Hudson was your favorite Raider.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like you said, right? It's not a sexy pick to take a lineman in the draft, and it's not a sexy guy to say like, "Yo, hey, that's the best player on the team." But Rod Hud, for the last, since 2015 when he joined the Raiders, he's honestly been the best player on this team, the most consistent and best player at his position, right? Hands down. And so seeing him go, that shit threw me for a loop immediately. When I saw that news, I hit these guys up. Like Kenny said, he almost lost his goddamn mind. He was ready to retire. But then you got to hear that he was asking for this, and it really came down to a frustration of, bro, I've only had one winning season since I've been here. And when you look at Rod's career, I mean, he deserves a lot more. He's a Pro Bowl center. He's top 3 centers. I've always called him number 1, and I will continue to call him that. But he's been top 3 center in that entire span.
Yeah.
Definitely the best pass blocking center in the entire league, hands down.
Hands down.
Right? And so for a guy to be able to perform the way he has all this time and done it quietly, not been outspoken about losses or anything, just put your head down, go to work, and really try to turn this team around and just showcase your leadership through your hard work, your effort. And it's not panning out. And then you turn around and you're like, man, we just had an 8-8 season. And then, Gabe is gone and Trent's gone. And like, what's going to come next? Right? And I really think that he's like, yo, how many years do I have left? How many years do I have left where I can say I was the starting center on a team that did something?
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to, man. Like, this is a guy, you never heard him talk about, like, pay me more money. You never heard him say anything about in regards to, like, I don't know, this franchise is whack, or these players, they're not on it. You never heard HUD in the news saying anything negative. He's that guy. He's like ultimate pro, right? Just comes to work.
Yeah, agreed.
And for him to say, yo, just let me go. Like, let me go so I can at least have 1 or 2 seasons where I can say, like, I actually accomplished something. I mean, as much as it hurts as a Raider fan to see him say that and go, he's fucking right. Because we haven't done anything and we haven't given him a reason to say, you should stay here, right? Aside from the fan base and the fucking loyalty that we have, that's the only thing that we've been able to showcase him as a Raider. And so, you know what, Rod? I wish you the best of luck, man. And I really, really hope that you're able to put together something that makes you feel like you accomplished something before you're done with this game, man.
This move definitely hurt a lot more than the Khalil Mack trade.
I was just going to say that. I think Pete was saying it almost hurt as much. It hurt way more.
Honestly, it did, because I remember waking up when I heard about the Khalil Mack thing, and I remember just going back to sleep. I was like, I don't want to hear this. And that's the exact same feeling, but I was like, this is way worse, because this guy was literally what everybody calls a stalwart, an anchor.
Yeah.
That's what HUD was, man. He literally was an anchor, and the relationship that the center has with the QB, that's the most important relationship on that field right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome that your quarterback has a great relationship with the wide receiver, with the running back, with the tight end, but if your center isn't on it and can't hold anybody back, then what good are they? And that's what really hurt me a lot, man, because at that particular point, I was lost. I was like, what the hell's going on with Gruden? What's going on with Mayock? And then when I heard what the reason was, when I heard it was Hudson himself, it's like, damn, it literally broke my heart to hear that he felt that way, that he felt that frustration, man, where he had to go somewhere else and try, get a chip somewhere else. And I was like, you know what? Like Chet said, I can't be mad at you, man. Wish you the best, but, we got to find a way to keep pushing on without you, man.
I mean, in all honesty, what can we say? He gave us the best years of his career. Honestly, right? I mean, he's on the back end of it, bro.
Oh yeah.
So what can you really be mad at, dude? Like, he gave us the best years of his career to try to bring this franchise back from where we were, and I mean, I just have appreciation for the guy, man. I'm not mad at him at all. I'm mad at the situation, and I'm mad that we would lose a Hall of Fame player, as our sister Lucille in the chat is saying, right? That's kind of a thing that we have about trading away Hall of Fame players. But hey, hopefully we don't feel this way come season, right? Hopefully we're not feeling so distraught and like, oh man, we're lost without him. Hopefully Andre James is capable of filling those shoes, man, because those are some big ass shoes to fill.
Huge. And, it's great. We're going to talk about the Kenyon Drake acquisition here in a minute. But, I mean, you give a guy like that a boatload of money. And the guy's productive. He's a monster. He's a two-headed monster now with him and Jacobs. I'm very excited about that. And then you get rid of your best pulling guard and your road grader at center. And it's kind of like, makes me kind of nervous,
Yeah.
Makes me kind of nervous. Anyways, let's keep it moving here. Trent Brown also gone, right? Back with the Patriots. He's over there glowing as a Patriot.
So happy to be
back. Have fun over there, bro, because shit ain't the same anymore, man.
Yeah.
In Patriot land. Anyways.
He's expecting his boy Tom to step through those doors anytime. He's like, I'm back. I know he's going to come back.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
And what do we get for him? A whopping 7th round draft pick, which is, it's about right. I mean, dude wasn't on the field.
And about 100,000 leftover fruit roll-ups.
Yeah. dude spent more time at Quick Stop than he did on the field. You know what I mean?
Dude, he ate those fruit roll-ups like he was a stoner, bro.
Hey. Yeah. They should have put the playbook at the bottom of a Slurpee cup, and maybe we get somewhere.
Hey, man. You know what? I mean, maybe that's the next question that Lucille's going to throw out in the chat. What is it about us bringing over these guys that are stars on other teams that all of a sudden turn to fucking duds?
We're about to have that conversation here in a minute.
Yeah.
LaMarcus Joyner gone. which I'm actually disappointed in because I wanted to see him in Gus Bradley's system.
Yeah.
But, you get out from underneath a shit ton of money there.
And he got signed up pretty quick, too, man.
He did, yeah, he did. He'll do okay. I think he was misused. I mean,
yeah, I think so, too.
We put Gunther under the microscope and finally, we know a lot of that was schematic. So that's unfortunate, missing that piece in the secondary. And so we'll see. But I got a feeling safety is in the draft plans. It's been that way for the last few years. I think they're going to keep putting that pole in the water, and they're going to find out, what they can get. Long Raider history of having some great safeties, and I think they're still fishing for one. And then Tyrell Williams gone, not a shocker, right? Nobody's surprised about that.
No, of course not.
Once you heard that the cap was the cap was cut, and we were going to have to be looking at some tough cuts, Tyrell was the one that was probably the easiest one, just because of the injury, man. And as much as we liked him in those first games that he played for us, right? I mean, we thought there was something there. You can't bank on a guy coming back from an injury that you haven't seen in over a season, a season and a half almost, So, that was easy to see. The writing was on the wall for that.
It was definitely on the wall. Definitely on the wall. So let's get into some of these incoming Raiders, right? John Brown joins the Silver and Black as a wide receiver. I'm really interested to hear what people's thoughts on John Brown are. I know people recognize the speed and the lack of hands. Classic Raiders wide receiver, run fast, can't catch, right? Yep. Perfect fit for our offense.
Excellent.
He's going to slot right in there. And it's funny because I've talked about John Brown on this podcast before. I put him on my Madden teams all the time, right? Because I could force him the ball and I could bring that hand stat up. But that's a video game, right? That's a video game.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because that's the exact same idea I had for fantasy. That's the only reason why I know that name. Was because of the fantasy
football.
And you know what? I actually tried, throwing him in there into my team, and I was like, dude, the year before you were doing fine. This year, you just aren't showing me a lot, man. And like I said, the reason why I'm so interested to see what the O-line does is because the O-line is the spine of the whole team.
Yeah.
If they can hold everybody off and give Carr enough time to actually throw the ball down there, all right, maybe John Brown might have a shot. But it's all based on the O-line. So I don't know, man. John Brown, he's hot and he's cold, man. So it's. But then again, a lot of people said the exact same thing about Aguilar. He drops a lot of balls, in Philadelphia. So he's not going to be any good. And he actually came through very well, man. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, man?
I think Brown had a better year last year. He was injured for most of the season. He played like 9 games and had 3 scores, 33 catches for 500 yards. So we can get some production out of Brown. I know they like the speed. I know they want to stretch the field. It's going to open up things underneath, and we'll get into all that once we see how these position battles play out and stuff. But I'm not mad at this. Does anybody happen to know what we're paying John Brown?
No, that's information that I didn't catch. What he did say, and that because I did see the interview that they had with him after he signed. He mentioned that he passed up more pay to come to the Raiders because he liked what they were doing with the system. Mm-hmm. He liked what Gruden had to say in regards to how they would use him, and him being able to come over as a veteran to some of these younger receivers. So, I mean, he's saying all the right things. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Like you said, if I think the last season, not this past season, but the season before, he had started to show a little bit of what they had hoped they would happen with him, right? And then of course he gets injured and kind of shuts down his production. Stays healthy, stays on the field. We know he's a burner. We know he can get downfield. We know he can make big plays. Maybe things happen. Maybe we get a little bit of a surprise like we did with Aguilar, man.
Yeah,
maybe.
I like it. John Brown, Aguilar, Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, Darren Wall underneath. That's a lot of weapons, man. It's a lot of speed.
Well, not Aguilar anymore.
Oh, yeah, not Aguilar. That's right. My bad.
It's all right. It's all right.
Shout out to Pete.
Oh,
He says, remember when we talked about how the play calling changed in the back half of the season?
Yeah.
I'll miss Gabe and Hudson, but man, I'm pretty sure these moves were thought out during last season. Cheers, fellas. Well, yeah, it's a combination of things, right? They had to have a contingency plan. We knew the cap was going to be tight. I think is this the first year the cap shrunk? Is this the first year ever?
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah, it's good. These things were going to happen. The Hudson thing was shocking. The Gabe thing was like it's like a California earthquake. You know they're going to happen. You just don't know when they're going to happen.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how the John Brown thing goes. I'm excited about it. I like John Brown. I know about his shortcomings, but I like John Brown. I like speed, man. I like speed.
Hey, man, you're a true Raider. That's why.
That's right.
That's right. Speed kills, bro.
Let's talk about Kenyon Drake, man, coming in at running back. People are scratching their heads. Why did we give this guy so much money when we got Josh Jacobs? And all three of us here are going to have the same answer to that question.
Yes.
But I saw, Che, you responded to somebody on Twitter. So you're killing it right now in this segment. Why don't you take the wheel?
I mean, look, it's very, very. If you're a Raider fan who thinks out the game and really watches what's happening on the field and not just like, oh, we already have a star player, or we should be looking at this, or let's bring in another star at another position. If you're actually seeing what's happening in the game, this past season, what we saw is Josh Jacobs get a little banged up, man. He got a little beat up.
Yep.
And look, moving forward, the idea behind having an Andre James at center is that a lot of people are high on him in his run blocking, right? Mm-hmm. Which is where Hud was struggled a little bit more. He wasn't as great as he was a pass blocker, right? We're getting a call right now.
Damn.
I'm not going to let that go through right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the idea is we want to try to run the ball a little bit more. I think that's part of these moves that we're really not happy with, is that as good as we were an offensive passing team, we left a lot on the field. And we know from past experience, okay, all of us that were around, in the late 90s and early 2000s, okay, we know what this team looks like with this offensive scheme looks like with a running game with multiple running backs. And I really think that Gruden's trying to bring that back. He wants to have a Tyrone Wheatley, Zach Crockett, a Charlie Garner, Napoleon Kaufman kind of combination to throw at the field, right? A speedster, a bruiser, that, a guy that's going to get you a guaranteed short yardage run every single time. Like that's this offense, and that's really the heart of the offense, because everything else is built off of it. Everything else gets opened up by it. When you have these guys that you can constantly just rotate and throw at people, right? Passing, actually getting the running backs involved in the pass game itself too, right? So when you really look at it that way, then you understand why John Gruden would want to bring in a guy like Kenyon Drake, right? Now, those of you might say, okay, I can understand him bringing in another running back, but why Kenyon Drake? Okay, well, very easy, right? This guy, he showed us something last season, more so than this last season that happened. The season before, when he first got traded from Miami to Arizona, completely changed their running game around. Yep. Like completely flipped it around. He had a humongous season, after that trade. So we saw what he could do when he's a primary guy and when he knows his job, right? When he knows that he's going to be given a certain task all the time consistently.
Yeah.
This season, I feel like Arizona flipped the script on him. They wanted to include this other younger running back, which, okay, you're putting your money into, the future. And then, of course, you wanted your QB to run the ball more and have more decision-making in his hands, right? So we saw Murray doing a lot more of that, a lot more scrambling, a lot more running, a lot of rushing yards came out of Murray this season. So when you have a quarterback like that, you have another young cat that you're trying to bring up and make the starting running back. And I heard that too in the news. Like the coaches were saying, this is a starting running back about the other cat. Then Kenyon Drake's, his number's not going to get called as much. His production's not going to be as high as it was and as valuable as it was the season before. I still think this guy has something left.
27 years old.
Yeah.
Prime age for a football player, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
A lot of experience under his belt. The number that jumps out here, I mean, his receptions, 25 last year, 20th year before that. Go back to 2018. He had 53 receptions for nearly 500 yards.
Yep.
That's a utility that hasn't been used by him in the last 3 years. Nearly 1,000 yards rushing last year. This is a great combination with Josh Jacobs.
Absolutely, man. And that's the biggest key, right? Is that we do not want another season where Josh Jacobs finishes off the year banged up, beat up, and can't produce the way he did early on in the season. We got fired up his rookie year, and then he kind of tailed off at the end because he got injuries, right? And then the same thing happened last season. And that's even with a decent backup. We had Booker, and he was performing for us, right?
Yeah. It's a major upgrade.
Yeah. So this bringing in Kenyon Drake, we know what he can bring to the table. He has multiple facets to his game, right? He could catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run, through, up the gut, and he can get on the outside. He still has some speed. He still has some spring in those legs. So don't get so down on it just yet. Yes, I know people are mad about the amount of money that's getting paid to him and all that, right? And that I can understand, right? But sometimes that's just the way things play out. If this guy comes out and he performs and he ends up boosting this offense, no one's going to be talking about money.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say this too, man. Speaking of, I'm glad you mentioned that too, Ches, because remember, he left Miami where he wasn't producing, not just because the line wasn't good, but because he just didn't care. The team was crap. It was falling apart, and he just wanted no part of it.
Well, to add to that, they were more mixed up than Arizona was this last season.
Yeah.
In regards to who do we want handling the ball. Yeah. They had like 4 or 5 running backs that they kept rotating, and they can never decide who they wanted to be the starter.
Exactly.
And that's what his situation was in Miami.
He went to Arizona. He proved what he can do.
By the time I get to Arizona.
You should have had that already. Dude.
I know.
That would have been perfect. But my thing is that, look, the line is getting bolstered up over in Arizona.
Yeah.
He sees what's going on over there. Obviously, yeah, they do want to focus on the future, but he could have still been a part of that, possibly seeing how far they can go. Hopefully they can go far, and if that's what they're trying to do or whatever. But he didn't see that. He didn't see a real future there. He saw a future here with the Raiders.
Well, he didn't see where he fit because he saw himself getting pushed out already last season, right?
Yep.
So him looking at the situation improving in Arizona line-wise and all that, right, in age and experience, but his job was getting forced.
But at the same time, there's those players that don't really care,
right?
And they'll stick around.
It's true.
Just to
this
get
is
that
true.
chip.
This is true.
And he's going to feast over here in Las Vegas. He's going to feast in the silver and black. Saint Kaufman has a comment in the chat, which this is a fair comment. He says it's not Drake so much as it was making him the 13th highest paid average salary running back in the NFL.
Right.
Here's my thing. People say all the time, well, what's a player really worth? They're worth as much as you want to pay them. Look at John Gruden's offense. It all hinges on the run game. When we go pass happy, shit falls apart. You're going to feel pretty good about this move when you have a combined 1,700 yards from scrimmage out of both backs at the end of the season.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
That's a hot take.
Hey, I mean, or better. Or better. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Or better. I like it, man. I like it. I think it's really going to – it's like putting gas on the fire, man. This is the kind of fuel that Gruden needs in his offense to make things work. And hopefully – minus the offensive line, the changes on the O-line. Hopefully we can sustain that productivity, but this guy's got a nose for the end zone. We've seen he can catch balls out of the backfield. We were promised that from Jacobs last year. Wasn't ready yet. Does anybody here happen to know what Drake's...
Well, not only that too, but everybody was on Jacobs already. Everybody knew what he was capable of, so that's why everybody paid that much more attention. That's why, if anything, Booker was able to break out and do what he was able to do.
And if Devontae Booker can get that kind of production as a backup, I'm really excited about what Drake can do here. Does anybody know anything about his pass protection skills? Because something I did not look at before the show.
No.
How does he fare there? I don't know. He's 6'1", 211 pounds. Put them boobs on somebody, though.
Hey, the man boobs.
Dude's an athlete. He's built like an athlete, man. That's all I got to say. But this is another move I'm really excited about. Okay? These are the moves I'm excited about. John Brown, I like it. It's not a guy that used to be good. It's a guy that's trending kind of upwards, not a Hall of Famer. He's come in and do some production. The other guy I like that we bring in is Willie Snead. Willie Snead Jr. Willie Snead, the 14th. Sorry, the 4th.
The 45th.
I like this guy, man. A little utility wide receiver. You can just find him underneath. Little slant routes, little, complimentary to Renfro kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Well, right now,
we'll see if he makes a cut.
the talk is there's a battle between him and Renfro.
Mm-hmm. We'll
see how it plays out.
Obviously, our vote's going to go to Hunter. The guy catches everything. But we'll see. You're not going to carry every wide receiver that's on this roster right now, but it's good competition, and they're comparable guys.
It's another vet, too. I mean, that's valuable, too, especially in the offseason.
It's a nice battle. That's intriguing.
And so the other thing you got to consider is Willie Snead's also a guy that worked with one of the better quarterbacks in the league, in Drew Bledsoe, right? He just left Baltimore?
Yeah.
Right? So he was working with one of the younger cats, one of the up-and-coming stars, too. So he's bringing a little bit of a experience in learning how to work with different types of quarterbacks too, which is very valuable too, because if he can get himself accustomed to Derek Carr and make Carr feel comfortable, we already know it's all about relationships with Carr and how he feels confident in you, then he's going to throw you the ball, right?
And that all depends on the offseason. If they actually do some sort of workout together the way Nelly did with him.
The other guy he could be pushing out is Zay Jones. Yeah?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Possible.
Here's a move I don't like. Solomon Thomas, defensive tackle from the Santa Clara 49ers.
Well, formerly from there, right? Was he still with them?
No, he went somewhere else last year, I believe. No, he was with the Niners last season. No,
he was injured though, right?
Yeah,
he's coming off an injury.
He was hurt like all year. He played 2 games last year?
Yeah.
The guy was trending up over there. I don't like Solomon. I don't like Solomon Thomas.
Well, I mean, look, he came over as a high draft pick, right?
Yeah.
Third
overall.
He did not perform as expected, right? But one of the things that I heard from him specifically, what he said he was excited about and what he felt would be very beneficial to him and help him produce like he did in college was being a 3-tech again. So he said that was really his bread and butter in college. But that being said, there's a lot to be seen here, bro. Like, we still got to see you showcase that in the NFL. You could say that, but college was what? Now 4 years ago? Like, we can't be talking about college anymore.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, he's coming from our least favorite team in the NFL.
Yeah. and that's not why I'm big on him. I just see he's already disappointed once on a team that had arguably the best defensive line in football for like 3 years.
This is true.
I love the Stanford pedigree. The guy was tearing shit up for Stanford. Players coming out of Stanford, these are smart cats. You know what I mean? Richard Sherman came out of Stanford.
Yeah.
A guy that I hope there's still some time left. I'd love to see Richard Sherman come over to the Silver and Black, be a coach on the field for us. But that's another conversation. I have a bad feeling about this. I listen to a lot of Bay Area sports talk. I listen to KBR because it's what we got out here. And they've been talking about Solomon Thomas since he's landed here. But they've never talked about what he's done. They've always talked about what he could do for that team. And it was just really underwhelming compared to when you have that kind of talent on a defensive line, you feel like everybody should get to eat every once in a while.
Right.
And, this guy just wasn't living up to the hype. Let's see what happens.
I'm looking at it as exactly that's what he brings is the hype. It's honestly, it's all right, cool. Like, here's this guy that's going to be better than you and take over your job. Let's see what you can do. Obviously the competition angle. That's what I'm looking at this whole signing for.
But what he is a very athletic defensive tackle, which, the biggest performance we've got out of the DT position so far has been with our big body run stuffers. Jonathan Hankins comes back to the Silver and Black. Very excited about that. Guys like that, guys with that build. Solomon Thomas is a different cut, and hopefully they're looking for someone to push the pocket, to sneak through. Somebody a little bit more athletic in there. So hopefully this experiment pays off. It's got a high ceiling. I'm just not real excited about it right now. I'm not going to get geeked on this.
Yeah.
Again, I understand the pedigree, but it's a show me, don't tell me league, and it's a put up or shut up league. So we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough, guys.
I mean, and we won't have to wait very long. Let's just say that we'll know if it's going to work out or not pretty quickly. I think with Solomon Thomas. I'm going to say this about the guy, and this is I'm not.
It's good against the run.
I'm not going to question him as an athlete because obviously I'm far from being a pro athlete. But there is something about him that makes me feel like he's missing some nastiness. To be a defensive lineman,
he's kind of a finesse lineman, bro.
To be a defensive lineman, to be an inside defensive lineman, you need to have you got to have like this nastiness about you, bro. Like, go ahead, look at the best defensive tackles, inside defensive linemen in this league, and they want to bite your face off, bro. Like they hate your guts. They don't even know you, and they hate your guts, and they want to embarrass you, and they love to like get over on you, right, on the offensive line. And this is one thing that I just haven't ever seen. He seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah,
Solomon Thomas seems like a really nice guy. I just haven't seen any of that bite that you get from like some like really good defensive players that, you know, they might be nice to you in public, right? They can be really cool, like, hey, but then you see them on the field, they're a different animal, right? I see him as being like the same guy on the field and off the field.
Yeah.
And that to me is a problem because you do have to, this is the NFL. These are some big, strong motherfuckers. Like, you have to turn it on that field. You have to be able to hit that switch and get nasty and get angry and be able to like outperform people. Sometimes you need that. You need that extra push. So maybe silver and black will change. Maybe that'll change something, you know, inside. Maybe they'll turn a little fire on.
I mean, he can tackle. He's a run stopper.
He's an athlete, man.
He's an athlete. The guy I want to see mentoring him, he's on the other side of the line. I want to see Richie Incognito invite him over, you know, barbecue up some cigarettes, eat some raw meat, you know, chug a carton of eggs, like get some nastiness in there, you know.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
He's got to take him through that whole Rocky montage, bro, like the morning practice.
That's going to be his Nick right there.
Throw some Marlboros on the grill, you know.
Like some rare.
Now breathe this in.
Yeah.
I know it's not good for you. That's the point.
You know, deep fry some Ritalin, you know.
Oh, man.
Get that jaw clenching. So I'm not mad at this. It's just one that I don't have a great feeling about. But anytime you can get a former first rounder at a discounted rate, you know, coming off a season where they got something to prove, there's potential there. So I will hold out hope for Solomon Thomas. I'm not just I saw it and I was like, but there's a high ceiling there. So here's the guy that I've been wanting to talk about because last offseason, this name was on the lips of a lot of Raiders fans, Yannick Ngakoue.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about this. This is the one where I feel like it's the big name that's going to come over here and disappoint. That's my gut feeling on this. Now, it could very well go that other way. This guy's got talent, right? Yannick has the nastiness.
Yeah.
This guy's got the aggression. But he had a down season last year.
Yeah.
And we've done this before, right? Oh, they had a down season last year, but it was an anomaly. They're going to come over here. It's a fresh start. But a lot of times we see these guys that a career year like 2-3 years ago, average year, down year, and you're hoping they can turn it back on, and the light never comes back on.
Yeah.
Bobby, what's your gut feeling about Yannick Ngakoue?
I remember you talking about this too when the trade went down. And I remember that's exactly what you told me, man. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I don't know, man.
8 sacks a year. Juice.
Because of the coaching staff around him, man. He obviously has somebody there that knows exactly what it is that they want, can line him up. Not only that, we're talking about having a coach on the field. That is your coach on the field right there, man.
How come you coach him but not me?
Had to do it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
It had to come out, man. I've been waiting for it too, man. Thank you. No, yeah, dude. That's one of the things I've been wanting to see this name since last year as well, and especially because of the lack of focus out there, man, and especially the way everything went down last season. even more reason why we should have had him there, because maybe it wouldn't have gone there that way. Maybe we could have actually had a defense that actually could have been able to hold shit down, not having to wait all the way down to the last play to basically melt down because they've been on the field for too damn long, where we're all freaked out to have our defense on there. I'm looking very forward to having Yannick Ngakoue out there, man.
I mean, 4 forced fumbles last year, right? No less than 8 sacks a year. That's like his claim to fame. The guy's got the nastiness. I just hope this curse of us bringing in that guy doesn't continue on this year, because it's just like, if it's going to happen to anybody, this is the dude.
Right.
This is nothing against Yannick. I feel like this is a Raider problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is. You're right.
So don't get it twisted, guys. I know who we're dealing with. Yannick Ngakoue. It's not just the sound I make when I'm got phlegm in my throat. No shade.
But at the same time, it's
allergy season.
Is how many times that we have people that had the relationship that the coach does.
That's what I'm saying.
With the player.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the main thing, is that we're always looking for some sort of consistency, man.
Yeah.
And that's where I have the high hopes, man, because whereas the last couple of years, that may have been pretty cool and it may have worked out, but at the same time, it probably would have been the exact same way that Kenny was talking about, huh? Nothing would have happened. Why? Because we had Gunther in there, who didn't know what the hell he was doing. So at the same time, is that maybe this is the perfect time for him to come in right now, and to actually be able to create some sort of impact out on the field.
Yeah. Well, you know at least one thing, okay? You know that Gus Bradley knows. He knows Yannick's strengths and weaknesses very well by this time, right? He's after coaching him in Jacksonville, he knows that, right? So he's gonna put him in a position to be successful, right? It's what we thought Paul Gunther would do with, a Reggie Nelson.
Everybody.
But never did, right? We never saw it. We never saw it come to fruition. Yeah, back that dump truck. Right? But Paul Gunther, to me, that's the whole reason why Yannick's here. Because Yannick's looking at his last season down numbers, right? Yes, the sacks, pretty much, what he was able to do the season before, tackles way down, right?
Yep.
And really, that's really where it really counts, right? Is making sure that you're not, if you're causing pressure, you're at least getting in the backfield. You're tackling. You're doing something. You're being productive. Maybe you're not getting that sack. We're gonna see Gunther really pay off for us or not pay off for us with Yannick, because this is the one guy that he has experience with, that he should be able to put in a position to win and be successful right away. These other guys, right? It's going to take a little bit of time, a little more familiarity. He's going to take some work to get them on his page, right? Yannick shouldn't have that struggle. You would think, right? He shouldn't have that struggle of trying to get, in theory, he should not have any struggles getting himself on the same page with this coach, because he already knows him. So we'll see what happens.
Here's what I'm excited about is possibly seeing a third down package that does have Solomon Thomas and Cleveland Ferrell on the inside with Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue on the outside.
That does sound exciting.
That's a nice little squad right
there.
That sounds scary right there.
That does sound exciting.
Because now you're leveraging the strengths of Thomas and Ferrell and their athletic, large frames. Yeah. And you're getting two guys that can get to the backfield, guaranteed, on both sides. So I like that. I think, is this the move that ends the Cleveland Ferrell defensive end experiment? Is Cleveland going to be primarily an inside defensive lineman at this point?
I sure hope so. Honestly, because there's just been so much moving around of Clee. There's everybody in Raider Nation, honestly, everybody just questions that pick. Up to this day, they still question it. Yeah. And I still keep saying the same thing. Well, how can you really question a person when their job description has been changing every fucking year?
There you go. Yeah.
So, that's the one thing that we always say with anything. Can you create some sort of consistency? Can you coach consistently? Can you play a person in the right role consistently?
I'm going to say this about Clee. Regardless of his use, we saw growth in Clee. Okay, we saw improvement, we saw growth in both areas wherever he was used. We saw Klee be a strength on this team, right? When he was in there, it was better than when he wasn't. That could be said for sure, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so
You could say
I'm
that.
not necessarily gonna say like we're done seeing Klee as a defensive end, but I think we'll at least find out if he's gonna be given a exact job, right? Like we're gonna at least find out whether Klee gets told, okay, this is what we want you to be.
Klee's been treated like a
Okay?
temp, bro.
That's, I mean,
Yeah.
Straight out.
You know, they've moved him around, and they, you know, if you want some consistency from a guy, he needs to have a consistent position, right? I mean, that makes the most sense, right? You got to
does.
have a consistent position
It does.
in order to have consistent productivity.
I've been telling my boss that for 3 years.
Come on, man.
But I do everything really well, so you know,
doing it
What am I gonna say?
well.
you know what this does for Cleveland Furl is he can finally show Arden Key the fucking door to the parking lot.
Yes. The Arden Key experiment should be over.
You yeet those keys into the first fucking pond you can find.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm tired of seeing Key out there, dog. He's just the training camp hero over here, dog.
He's Captain Almost. He's Captain Almost.
He's Edward James Almost, bro.
Yep, man.
So we
about that time.
We got one more name to talk about here, and then I want to address. I don't spend a lot of time on social media, but I know what you guys are talking about already because I can feel it. I can feel it, and we're gonna talk about that.
Can you feel it?
Creep with me. Let's talk about Quentin Jefferson, defensive tackle from the Buffalo Bills. Man, loading up that interior defensive line.
Hey.
You know, I like it. Let's talk about this. Last year with the Buffalo Bills, played in 16 games, started 4, 21 total tackles, 3 sacks. Not too shabby. This would be a nice little rotational guy for us. What do you think? Bobby Jefferson going to stick? You want Jefferson? Do you want Hankins in there? Who's your guy?
I like what Hankins showed us last year, but at the same time, we're talking about a cat that's coming in from the Bills, a team that was making a good run, you know, to the Super Bowl. So obviously, even though we may have him in there as a rotational piece, he at least has that mindset and that knowledge of what it is to actually try to get to the next level, which is what we want from our defense, man. We want to be able to have the rotation pieces, but at the same time, we want a smart rotation piece. We don't want just, you know, some goon out there just trying to pull an Arden Key and just, you know, pull too much power and just pass up, have the play pass us up. And full honesty, that's the one thing I saw. I don't know much about Quentin Jefferson, but that's the one thing is that I paid attention to was his numbers, you know, which is steady. It's not low. And at the same time, his pedigree is where he's coming from. I dig the move, man, and we do need a lot more guys in the defensive line as well to basically make something, man, make something so that we don't have to rely on our secondary because that's where we get burned all the time, man. We've been getting just smoked every time. And why? Because nobody has to worry about the defensive line putting any sort of pressure on the running backs or on the quarterbacks.
I mean, one thing that sticks out about Quentin is that he was with Seattle for some time, right? And did he cross paths with Gus Bradley at any point during that time? Because he joined Seattle in 2016.
That I don't know. I thought Bradley was out by then, but no, actually no. I'm an old man. Anytime you say any year after 2000, I'm thinking that's recent history. That was 5 years ago.
Let's see. Because if there is a connection there, then maybe that's one of the reasons why he makes sense. You know, aside from what Bobby was saying, that, you know, the guy's coming over from a good defense, the Bills have had a good defense the last 2 seasons, right? That's really been their bread and butter. That's what's kept them in games because, aside from last season where Josh Allen finally put it all together, right? Running the ball, throwing the ball deep, and, Stephon Diggs had a lot to do with that, right? Mm-hmm. But aside from that, their defense was the thing that was getting them these victories because they were keeping them in games, they were keeping the scores close, and then Josh Allen would get a touchdown, and they would be able to just eke out those wins. So last season, the offense actually was able to pull it together, and we saw what they could do. They made they made a good run at it. And maybe they'll be doing that a little bit more. But this defense, if he's being a member of a defense like that, you can only bring strengths to this defense, right? Because we're far from that Bills defense.
Yeah, Gus Bradley was actually in Jacksonville at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a question I had.
But I like it. I like the competition. Actually, bringing in some real names for the interior defensive line. I like that because we've tried in the draft. And it hasn't worked out the last 3 years. So,
well, and
bringing these vets.
One thing that I've said about the interior defensive line, right? I like Hankins. I like Mo Hurst, even though we had a down year from Mo Hurst. But I feel like there's not a whole lot of difference from those two guys. Mm-hmm. Hankins is maybe a little beefier, mm-hmm. but they play kind of similar in the way they want to attack and the way they want to try to get by and get through the line. And we miss a big mofo. We miss like a big just dude that's just gonna try to destroy somebody. Yeah. Right?
Well, that's honestly what I thought what Mo Hurst was gonna be.
Yeah.
That's why with Hankins sticking around, I was like, who knows, man? This might be the end of Hurst and Key as well. Because that's what we expected out of both of these players, man. We expected them to step up, we expected them to show something. And as much as I love Mo Hurst, man, this might be the end of the end of the road for them, man.
Yeah.
Keep them around for some sort of competition wise, but at the same time, their productivity level has stagnated, man.
Well, here's the thing about them, right? In order for them to even stick on this team, and who knows, maybe they're gone before we even enter, this early season, training camps and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But if they're still here, they have to showcase that they're above and beyond what these other guys are in order to stick on this team, right? They really have to show that they're way better than the guys that they just brought on. Because if they don't showcase that, then there's no reason to continue the experiment, right? There's no reason to say, like, we're going to give you another shot, right? Now it's time to say, like, okay, you guys basically look like these guys and they just got here. So let's give these guys a shot because at least maybe they'll be hungry for it. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it's going to come down to. So they got to show some hunger. If they're here around training camp and they're not cut or released or traded away or whatever, they really got to showcase like, we want this and we've been putting in the effort in the training and whatever in the off season, and we're a different animal now and we're above and beyond what you brought on this team. So go ahead and get rid of those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because you don't need them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Arden Key talked that game last season, but he didn't showcase that shit.
Yeah.
What's nice now is you're going to go into these off-season training camps in a defensive line room. It's going to be like, oh, shit, that's Quentin Jefferson. Oh, shit, that's Yannick Ngakoue. Oh, there's some names there. Oh, damn, that's Solomon Thomas.
You got Silky calling you up, bro. On the chat.
I know. Silky wants me to drink a Rockstar because I yawned once. Bro.
Oh, Silky.
Hey, real quick, before we move on to this...
I'd like to tell Silky what I did last night, but this is not that kind of podcast.
Before we move on to what the next topic, let's drop another chela real quick on them.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Salud. It's clear.
Salud. Okay, salud. This is another delicious brew from Laughing Monk Brewing.
What is that? Is that a...
And this is... Brother Buddy. So there's a theme going on here. Okay, the last one was Brother Bob, which is a shout out to the probably the most renowned painter on the planet, Bob Ross.
I have those socks.
Right, and this one's Brother Buddy. As you can see, it's Buddy from Elf, the Will Ferrell movie.
I thought it was. I honestly thought it was Eddie Murphy, yo.
Yeah, no, bro. This is
Buddy Love.
Buddy Love. I wish it was, bro.
Real quick, before she goes, I want to say peace and love to Lucille. She donated. She says it's always about me. You know what, Lucille? Now that I've had time to think about it, you goddamn right.
That's right. And it was good to see you in the chat too, sis.
That's right. Good to see you back.
We miss you. But back to this Chela. This is a West Coast IPA. As you can see, there's a little more clarity in it, right? The hazy was very, very cloudy. This one's nice and clear. It's got a nice little bite to it too. Real crisp. And yeah, man. I'm digging it, man. The Laughing Monk is coming through. This has Strata and Nelson hops in it. Very, very crisp. Very, yeah.
They deal well with the heat, man, because it
looks like
kind of hot up in this motherfucker. I'm not lying, dude.
It is only just begun.
Yeah, and these lights
We've only just begun to live.
It's crazy because you guys have been drinking so many hazies. That looks like a Pilsner to me.
It does, right?
You know what I mean?
West Coast IPA,
almost
though,
like an ale, dog.
Yeah.
It's a little remix right there.
Yeah, it's nice. That looks good.
And don't you worry, we got more chelas where those came from. Just saying.
We got plenty.
There's more on deck.
Shout out to Silky Slim. We're going to get the Crow's Nest back, man. It's right around the corner, trust. So what I wanted to talk about was with Rodney Hudson requesting his exit, Gabe Jackson getting traded. A lot of you guys out there probably, I'm going out on a limb, calling for John Gruden's head and saying it's the end of his term in Raider Nation.
You really went out on that limb right there.
I have not even checked the socials.
Bro.
I just know. By now I just know. This is all John Gruden's fault.
Yeah.
He ran him out of town and people are tired of working with him. Tim Brown was a Buccaneer. And listen, shut the fuck up. We just explained it to you.
Man.
It's pure math. Gabe Jackson was a salary cap casualty. And Shay laid it out for you very scientifically. Rodney Hudson needs some accolades in his career. He needs to make a run. He needs to make all-pro roster the last few years of his season. It's a damn shame he was overlooked while in Oakland. But that's why he was overlooked. Because he was on a team that wasn't getting anything to... This doesn't have to do anything to do with John Gruden, guys. Harped on it already. I feel like we've talked about it all offseason, and the offseason's just begun. That's why we're going to one show a month, because we're not having this conversation every week. Look at the offense last year. Productivity surged last year on this offense, okay? It sucks. I'm not saying I'm not mad about these losses, but I'm not ready to run John Gruden out of town on a rail, okay? Paul Gunther fell on that sword.
Yeah.
Okay? You got a real defensive coordinator in here now.
And he deserved it.
He deserved it.
He deserved to fall on that sword.
Yep.
Yep. So
it was just trash, man. I mean, come on. You practice and you focus on one thing the entire week and you just flip the script the last minute. What the hell do you expect is going to happen out there, dude? Not everyone is going to be on your same mindset, dude. Not everyone's going to be reading your mind, dude. So seriously, man, like what else did you expect the results to be at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's all I had to say about that. I just want to put that shit to rest. You know, shout out to G-Dog.
Hey,
if that's the G-Dog, I think it is. If that's an original pillager, man, it's good to see you over here, because there's a lot of commenters on that board, and I got love for everyone. But G-Dog, you're an original, man. You and I never really got a lot of chance to go back and forth on there, but I've always appreciated your input. I like your takes. That doesn't mean you can just get away with anything, though. Just put that out there. But yeah, I mean, that's all I really wanted to say about that. John Gruden right now, I feel like, is safe. Get this defense turned around this year. Definitely seeing them making moves in that direction. You guys have been calling for it. Look at these free agency acquisitions, man. You know, it definitely was. It tilted towards the defense. And now you got a guy that can put guys in place to make moves, to be successful. Let's shore up the secondary. Let's stay healthy next year. And let's see a real defense and watch this team climb above 500. That's not my prediction, okay? I just want to be clear about that, too. I'm not predicting 9-7, 10-6. We'll see how it goes.
I'm always predicting.
We'll see how it goes.
17-0, dog.
Yeah, I know you are.
Because remember, they're going to add the extra game.
5 wins short of Chase prediction. I understand.
Hey. Hey, real quick though, that's a good comment. That's a good that you just brought that up. We're adding that extra game. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about a 17 game season?
Is that official? That's official.
Yeah, it's official, man.
As long as we get to that 16th or 17th game, I don't really give a damn. Dude.
As long as we're not playing it in London.
Oh, dude, I think
there you go, man.
I think
truth,
the
right?
days of trying to get all those bonus fucking miles and shit, I think it's over with, man.
Yeah, Mark Davis was just trying to max out his Southwest Rapid rewards points. Yeah, hopefully that's over with.
Wait, I want to bring up one more thing. Speaking of Mark Davis,
Yeah.
you guys remember Mark Davis's dog?
Yeah.
I could not let this pass. Could not let this episode pass without talking about that poor dog.
I mean, we got that shit, man.
We
Find
got
that right now.
We got Bobby Boy in the studio right now, and he's being a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's been chill, but more importantly, he has good hair. Right?
Real good hair.
I don't remember where I found that, but I saw it on Reddit. There it is. I saw it on Reddit and posted fresh. And I sent it to you guys. I didn't comment. And then about an hour later, I went back to the comments to say something about it. And someone was already on there like, yo, I didn't know Mark Davis had a dog. People, and it was not in the Raiders sub, right? It wasn't. It was in some like random sub.
No shit.
And people were like, who's Mark Davis? And someone posted a picture of him. They're like, oh shit. I still don't know who it is. But yeah, that's... And now I'm seeing it looks like it did get posted to probably the Raiders subreddit.
Awesome.
And they got a side-by-side here of Mark Davis and the dog. I wish we had the OBS set up where we can screen share. We're going to be doing that eventually here. But maybe we tweet this out. Maybe we tweet this out.
Yeah. I had to bring that one up. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you did because I totally forgot about that, man.
I could not forget about that, dog.
That's awesome.
Poor dog. I felt bad for him, bro. I mean, Mark Davis, at least, he made that conscientious effort for that haircut, dog. But that poor dog, he was...
How come you come him and not me?
He was just an innocent bystander, man. Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
In fact, I'm going to tweet this out right now. So if you guys want to see what we're talking about, you can just go into like another browser window and see exactly what I'm talking
tweet
about.
right now.
See that? I think we just upset Bobby Boy, dog.
He's like,
He just laid down. He's like, you best not be thinking about doing that to me.
Bobby Boy had nightmares of that. He's like, please don't do this to me.
I'm probably going to get another letter from the NFL after that tweet, but
The NFL and the ASPCA, dog.
worth it. Yeah,
Definitely. Animal cruelty, dog.
definitely. Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, shit, man.
I feel like I made a difference today.
Yeah, we won't do. Shout out to the chat. We're not going to do predictions until the schedule drops, and then we'll do our way too early predictions. It's been 90 minutes, man. We are shot out of a cannon right now. I think it's time for a break.
Yeah,
we come back. We do the callers.
Yeah, sounds good to
Shoot
me,
the
bro.
Shit a little bit. Get out of here.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a plan, man.
All right. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Yeah, boy.
We out.
Peace. Catch up with a donation or two here. Hey.
Shout out to Beto and Callie. She says, not the topic, but since we're talking D, shout out to Mad Max for finding sobriety. May he be a beast on the field this season. I didn't know he was struggling with that. I completely missed this story. Did you guys catch anything about this?
I didn't catch that either. Mm-hmm. But I did see that he had gone on Bussin' with the Boys, right?
Yeah.
With Will Compton. in them. Was it Will Compton? It's Will Compton that's on
yeah,
there, right?
Will Compton.
So maybe that's where that was dropped. But yeah, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that, man. But I'm glad to hear that too. I'm glad to hear that he's
Well, I mean,
he's getting himself straight and clean, man. That's important.
It's important as well because just think about it. Him being a young man,
Yep.
where he lives at now
With money. Yep.
It's very easy to just get caught up in all that.
Absolutely.
All that lifestyle, man. What's great is that he has a person there in Darren Waller as a great example, man.
Absolutely.
And he can see not only Darren Waller, but he also has Richie Incognito as well, man. A person that just completely changed his whole mindset as far as where he was going in life, man. It wasn't just enough about his career; it was just about his life in general, man.
Yeah.
So it's good that he's able to change that, to have that attitude, man, to try to change in life, man. Because for some people, they're not able to handle everything, man. Some of us are a little bit, more capable of that, but for some people, that little bit just is not enough for them, man, and they just have to keep going and going, man. And so I applaud the young man that he's able to realize, his limitations, man, and realize that, this lifestyle just isn't for me, man.
Yeah,
that's it, man. That's what it's all about. We do have another Chela here.
Hey, do
crazy subway.
Because I got to get out of my chair for a quick second.
Yeah.
Bob, what's up?
Yeah, so we're gonna stick with this Laughing Monk Brewing because they've been doing this right. This one here, okay. Obviously, we know there's a theme going on. There's some funny brothers, right? So we had Brother Bob, then we followed that up with our brother Buddy. Shout out to Will Ferrell. Now we got Brother Logan. Yes, that is the Logan that you think. That's Wolverine. All right. And this is another hazy IPA.
You could definitely see the haze, bro.
This is a 6.7 ABV. So the last two, I didn't drop that. I realized that. See, this is how we're just, getting back in the groove of things. I did not drop the ABVs on the last two. Both of them are 6.8. Just so you guys know. 6.7. And this here is bringing in some cashmere, some Kohatu, and Meridian hops.
That sounds fancy. That all sounds really fancy.
It is. I mean, let's see what it tastes like.
This one got a little bit more of a bite, man.
That's like a chartreuse color. Like the beer matches the can.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's definitely got a little bit more.
That's why it's a
Logan, bro.
This is why it's disappearing into the background, but it's got a little bit of that green tinge because we use these green screens over here. We're high tech.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We're not really floating in the ocean.
That's right. We know how to spell computer. High tech. Know how to use doorbells too, bro. High tech.
That tastes good though, man. It's
I like it, man.
It's real. It's nice. It's mild. It's got a lot of flavor, man. It's got a little bit of some fruit flavor.
It looks citrusy.
Yeah. There's a little bit of
all of the beers that we've been drinking tonight are definitely meant for this type of heat because
refreshing.
They have a flavor, but they're refreshing at the same time. They're not too thick. They don't bite back too hard. So if anything, it's actually perfect for this time, man. It's perfect for this weather as well.
Perfect. They don't bite back too hard. The flavor is nice. It's crisp. It's clean. It's flavorful, but it's not too heavy on you. And they're light. They're not, like I said, this one's 6.7. The last two were 6.8. So we're keeping it light. We're not going too heavy. We're not hitting them 10-pointers, anything like that. So this is a nice, you could drink these. If you're a beer drinker, right, and you drink strong beers, this is a good summer beer, okay? Because if you're drinking 10%ers in the summer, good luck, son. Like, you're probably going to pass out midway through the barbecue.
Yeah, right?
I feel bad for you, son.
They're going to have to give you some water, dog, So drink some of these. You substitute, you could have your 10%er, okay? And then you go, okay, let me drink some lighter ones, right? Then you get some water. You got to get some water. Don't forget the water. It's important.
Put some water in your body.
But yeah, man, these are delicious, man. Shout out to Laughing Monk Brewing, man. I've had some of their beers way back. I hadn't had some recently, but like I said, my lady came through in the clutch. And,
I never heard
these
of
are dope. These cracked me up, and I was like, I gotta save these for the show because because my guys have to get on.
Well, when you said Laughing Monk, I just could. I always think of what was it? Super Troopers. I just think of Saint Ankies, and that's what I always think of. Even when you say Laughing Monk, I was like, this is like a Saint Ankies reserve right here, bro.
Silky Slim said he almost tried to horchata IPA, but Shay talked him out of it. Yeah, dude, just stay away from them. Don't do the IPAs. If you're going to do an horchata, do the horchata milk stout by Belching Beaver.
There you go.
And grab that one like right around November.
Yeah.
That's a good time for that.
That's what I was going to say. If you're going to try an horchata beer, like an horchata flavor on a beer, it better be from Belching Beaver because I would not trust that in the hands of anybody else.
Anything milky, chocolatey, creamy, Belching Beaver is going to be the one that you're
They also got
try.
that Mexican chocolate stout too.
Yeah.
That's fire too, man. It's going to come with them abuelita flavors.
Belching Beaver, dog. They've always come through, man.
Always, man.
Those are my cats, bro. You already know. We put them on low key.
High key, bro. We were on that. I'd like to try one of their summer style beers. We did a lot of their winter style, like their stouts. I'd like to try what they have on the other side of the spectrum. See, what they're coming with. I wonder if they do sours because, like we've said before, Belching Beaver does not skip on flavor. Their flavor is bam.
Yeah. No, it's they deliver whatever's on the can.
Yeah.
Like if you read the label, it says peanut butter stout. You best believe you're going to be tasting some fucking peanut butter in that stout, bro.
Nitro peanut butter.
Nitro peanut butter stout. You know what you're going to get. Every time. Never fails, man. They never fail with the flavors. They're spot on. And you know what? Some of you may say, like, well, that doesn't sound good to me. Like, I don't want to have, like, a dessert instead of a beer, right? But they find that balance, man. For me, they've never done me wrong. And I really, really, really dig Belching Beaver. Shout out Belching Beaver. I'm still waiting for the sponsorship, man.
I like a good stout. I like a good stout in the wintertime. Just keep you warm. It's got that dessert in the wintertime. It smacks. You know what I mean?
That's it.
It's pie season. You feel me?
Yeah.
Well, that's why, like you said, man, the stouts is for the wintertime. Sours is for the summertime.
That's it.
And we are getting that time, man, of the year. Excited.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I'm excited for hen. Good heart for hen house.
I don't know if Belching Beaver makes one, but I just imagine they would do a key lime IPA.
Hey.
Ooh.
Hey. You gotta try that. I'm telling you, bro.
Shoot him a text, bro.
Key lime hazy.
That Ghost Brewery in Oakland. That key lime pie.
Oh, that's why that's in my head because you brought that up before.
Bro,
yeah,
dude, that is.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah. That's all I gotta say, man. Get out to Oakland.
Get out there. Catch us on the disc golf course at Lake Chabot. It's gorgeous.
Shout out to Rolling Dubs. He just dropped this in the chat. He said Dragon Dave also has medicated horchata.
I'm glad you brought that up, Dubs and Che. Dubs asking earlier if we've tried that medicated bacon. No. We have it. It is in the crisper bin, chilling right now, buried under a bunch of stuff, so nobody accidentally finds it.
That's right. Kenny buried it under a bunch of Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts and calabrese and the gabagool. You know what I mean?
Gabagool.
It's all in there.
Ain't no one gonna look under the escargot. That's right, yo. Kenny's fancy.
We're gonna bust that out probably on a Crow's Nest episode, or maybe on here, but we got to do that at the front of a show. If we bust that out right now, these guys are going to be sleeping on my couches. You know what I mean?
It's happened before.
Yeah,
it definitely has happened before.
It's okay, Bob.
What can I say? I had a good time.
Hey, the good thing is I got an actual spare bed now that you guys can crash in. It's brand new.
Hey,
and I will be having another spare bedroom soon. So
that's right. See, no falling asleep in the hallway for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's an actual bedroom now.
Bobby Wasabi just took a nap on the stairs.
Hey, I was just tired. I was like, this place is open. It's all good. Don't even trip, Kenny.
This looks like a nice corner.
It's cool, bro. I got a sweater. I got the hoodie. I'll stay warm, bro. We're cool.
We got 2 calls right now, so we're going to hit them. But the good news is one's from Juice and the other one's from Pete. So you know what it's going to be.
Yeah, boy.
Let's go to the 408.
What's up, nation? It's Juice Kenny Kane Che and Bobby Wasabi. Welcome back, motherfucker!
Yeah.
I just got this alert on my phone right now. I got all fired up. I'm like, what? Look who's back. I didn't want to bug you, Kenny, so I didn't, text you or anything, try to find out what's going on. Hopefully everything's well. If you guys are cleaning up the nest, remember, I'm fully vaccinated and right down the street. You let me know.
Okay.
I'm right there.
I got one more
Anyways,
shot.
guys, let's talk about the team we hate to love. And, so at the end of the season, what
like
we
that.
think, right? The offense is good. They just need to score a little more in the red zone. We're okay, right? The defense was dog shit, historically bad, right? So what do? We get rid of our 3 best linemen for, a quarterback that hates to get hit. We signed a starting running back to starter money to back up our starting running back.
Yeah.
And we added about 3 or 4 new receivers.
Seems legit.
Okay, our defense is bringing back our starting 3 linebackers, who we're all praying are be better, now under we have our new D coordinator, so we'll see how that goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did get a prime pass rusher, Mr. 8 sacks a year. I won't attempt to say his name until I hear you say it first. And then a whole bunch of Jag D tackles, so we'll see what's up. Also, our secondary is still dog shit. We, have our strong safety who badly needs help as a free, at the free safety spot. He needs a lot of help back there. We got rid of LaMarcus Joyner. We haven't signed any new corners. It's looking pretty ugly back there, guys. So I don't know. You tell me, right? I'm looking forward to hearing you guys' takes on all this, and I definitely want to hear the breakdown of the upcoming draft. Hey. Anyway, guys, welcome back. Can't wait to be chatted up live. Talk to you guys later. Go Raiders. Oh, yeah, and go A's. That's starting. And the Knicks are doing pretty good. All right. Go Raiders. Bye. Peace.
Rack 'em.
There you go, man.
As Jim Rome always says.
Good
Great
call, Juice.
Man.
He bought the fire, too, man.
Juice got the finger on the pulse of Raider Nation, man.
That's right, Juice. You're fingering the nation, bro.
Oh, damn.
That's what Kenny said.
Remember, it's a very gentle come here motion with 1 or 2 fingers. And slowly apply pressure. You don't want to hit that out of the gate. You got to build up to it.
That's right, bro.
Yeah.
Call you the magic man.
Dude.
And when it starts sounding like a grapefruit, that's when you go real hard.
That's right.
Lessons, y'all.
Pillaging podcast, football, and health class.
Hey, ladies in the chat, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You know what? Peel that hood back. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Good times.
Mm-hmm. Good times. Scratching and surviving.
Oh, and soak the toys in some warm water. Like 30 minutes in advance. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm a dirty motherfucker. Hey, Pete, what's up?
Kenny Che Cam, brother. Wasabi, what's up, pillagers? This is Pete, motherfucker. It's good to have you back. It's fantastic. I'm listening live right now on my PC with some headphones, and you know what? When you said that you only had one call, I was like, I gotta come in. That's fine. Listen to all this O-line talk. That's my specialty. You already know. O-line, D-line. And I just want to say what's up to all the pillagers in the chat, too. Love y'all. But what I'm getting at is this here, man. We got to look at this with some form of positivity and have some trust for Tom Cable, because we actually give him more talent than he ever had. I live in Washington State than he ever had in Seattle. Think about what he did with fucking Jared Valdir in that makeshift O-line when he was our head coach. I mean, I'm not saying that he's going to, turn everything around or every rookie's going to be an all-pro, but last year when we were calling plays, we called about it, we talked about it, we did everything. We could not run the ball. It looked like Gabe was missing a step. I don't think Hudson was missing a step. That hurt way more, obviously. It broke my heart. My favorite Raider. I played center. I love Rodney Hudson. But let's just say this, on to new beginnings, everybody. Let's do that. Either way, love the D-line signings. I think Solomon Thomas is going to be solid. I think Quentin Jefferson is underrated. And I think, y'all look out in the draft, I think it's going to be what you were talking about, O-line safety, and there's some sneaky good fucking quality D tackles in the back half of this draft, man. Can't wait to get on with you live someday, talk about this shit and get it done. All right, y'all, everyone crack a cello, enjoy yourself. It's a fucking celebration. The Pillaging Podcast is back, baby.
Right, that one too.
Yes.
So you're saying this guy called Pete, Pillaging Pete, is the exact same guy I'm listening to right now?
It's fired up, man.
Pete, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry I missed you on that.
Yeah, man.
I should have been out there. I was supposed to hit up Kenny for a ride, but I fell asleep. Terrible, dog. It's these 4:30 a.m. wake up calls that I gotta do, bro.
Yeah.
I apologize, man, but I missed you out here, bro. I should have seen you.
We got to get Pete and Juice more involved before they go start their own podcast too,
Right.
Because all of our former callers have their own podcast now.
Hey, remember, dude, this is the podcast that launched 1,000 podcasts.
Yeah,
It's true.
and still going. We're still going.
Maybe that
Still going strong.
1,001.
maybe that should be in the intro. Maybe that should be in the intro.
The podcast that launched 1,000 podcasts.
In a world of Raiders podcasts, there's one podcast.
Why you sounding like Ron Burgundy right now?
The ostrich has oddly shaped feet. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Those are our 2 calls for the night, guys.
Hey, man, those were 2 great calls. You know, if you're gonna have 2 calls on the night, that's the way they should be. There was no
Heaters.
There was, both heaters, bro. Both heaters. No down calls. No like, could have used a little more fire. Could have used a little more pep. I don't know where you were going with that.
No,
None of that.
You're right.
We didn't get any of that in these calls, man.
The only thing that
fire calls.
The only thing that was missing was those thunderclouds.
That's right.
That's the one thing. But
It's
then
true.
again, he's probably like wondering, like, well, when are they gonna come back? Well, we're here.
We're back,
Wap.
man.
Call back. Wap.
We're back.
We love you, brother.
We need it. The only way that it could have got better is as your boy Bobby Wasabi saying, if the WAP gave a call and your boy Gent called. That's the only way. That's the only way it could have been more fire.
Oh, dude,
That's the only way. That's the only way.
That would have been.
And that's no hate on any of you
right there.
guys. Okay, I'm just saying when those guys call, we know it's about to be a good show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? But that just means if you feel like, hey, man, what about when I call? Well, then come in and fucking prove me wrong. That's all I'm saying. Come in and say, like, you know what? When I call, you're going to say the same thing about me. Call in.
We love you guys.
I encourage you.
Right.
This is not discouraging. This is just it. I'm trying to encourage you guys.
Well, not only that too, but
The more you know.
you also set up your position.
We need that.
For the Nesty Awards, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and it's off season right now, so we're not banking any of these calls, but we will be. We will be come
That's
fall.
it, man.
We're gonna start banking calls like live on air. We're gonna start, like, as Jim Rome says, racking calls, and we're gonna put them in the vault. So because we got a major chore ahead of us, we got to pull a lot of audio for these Nesty Awards. We're probably going to take a week off, come into the studio and do like a production meeting just to get all that stuff lined up, because we want to do it right this year. We should have already done it already, but life got in the way, coronavirus, vaccines, vacations, all that. But yeah. El Joey says, can we shit on Pat McAfee for a minute? No. No, we can't. In fact, I'm got to get out of here and donate to Pat McAfee here really soon.
Do you guys use the bathroom? Is that what you meant?
No. He's an entertaining guy, man. And I've agreed with a lot of things he said recently. Also, I've gotten word that there's another podcast out there that's imitating our callers with plants, which is weird.
You don't say.
I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't checked in on it. That seems like...
Yeah, we don't monitor.
You know what that
other
reminds
podcasts.
me of?
And for those reasons, we don't copy other podcasts.
You know what that reminds me of? When you said that, honestly, the first thing that reminded me of, Maury. Because all of them are actors, bro.
Hey,
Come on, bro. How many of them stories are for real?
I don't know.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, apparently from what we're hearing, not a whole lot, right? Not a whole lot. But hey, We're flattered. We're flattered. Say that. We're flattered, man.
Shout out to G-Dog, one of the oldest, I won't say the oldest, one of the most original pillagers out there, guys. Again, as you all know, this started from a blog community. Those are the original pillagers. Juice is one of them. G-Dog is another one of them. So is Kane. So is myself. But G-Dog, much respect. Thank you for the $5. He says, keep up the good work, guys. Trade car, start Marcus Mariota, have some fun, and I'm out. Hot. That was hot. Hot take?
This is a hot take. That's a hot take, yo. That's a nice way to just bounce the chat, like leave the chat, right? Like, that's what I said. I'm out. Deal with it. Figure it out.
Did you hear that? I don't have the channel muted over here. But
I heard.
We were right on top of each other.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
That was
perfect.
nice.
That's perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm out of shit to talk about, guys. Oh, happy birthday to Derek Carr. 30 years old today.
Hey. All right, man.
No way.
Well,
Dirty 30, huh?
The dirty 30.
He's going to drink a glass of milk and go to bed early, dog. Because he's in his dirty 30s now.
A glass of warm milk, bro. It's cocktail hour.
My bad, warm milk. It's like warm brandy. To him, dog.
I already put a scoop of strawberry quick in there, too.
Ooh,
spice
bro.
it up.
He's living on the edge right there, dog. Hey. Shit, dude.
Shout out to Derek Carr, man.
Oh, man.
Let's get to the playoffs this year. Let's get him a playoff victory this year.
that's it, right? That's the goal.
Play
Every year.
Played his ass off last year. That's the goal every year, man. Hey, according to you guys, we're going there again this year already.
We've according to me, we've already been there, dog. What are you talking about, dog?
That's true.
We've been there and we came back, dog. And it was what it was, man. That's all I gotta say.
Much respect to the Carr family, you guys.
That's right.
Hey, by the way, let's back it up real quick. He just had another baby, right? He just had another baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's right.
congratulations on the new baby, DC. We bust your balls sometimes. We like to have fun at your expense, but we know, you're a great family man. So congrats on that, man.
Right on.
All that he wants is another baby.
He's trying to catch up to fucking.
I thought you were gonna say just don't dunk on that baby in the pool. I seriously thought you were gonna say that, Kenny. Because you're wild like that.
But
I guess I was the only one thinking that. My bad.
Derek Carr's chasing that kid title from trying to get that kid title from.
He's trying to get that Nickelodeon title. Trying to get slime
from Phillip Rivers, bro.
These guys want me to play Silky Slim's call, but I don't see one in there, man.
Where's your call? Let's see it. Let's go back. Let's see if we find it.
Oh, he didn't leave a message. All right. Well, next time, bro. Next time. It's 10 o'clock in the crow's nest right now. We're going to get up out of here. Guys, it's been great being back on the air with you. We should be back on next week.
Yes.
Maybe do a little draft preview.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll get Pete on.
We can do that.
Pete's been wanting to come on and talk live about some of his draft picks. So that'd be cool. I don't know if Bionic Raider wants to come on. I don't know what he's like on air, but he's really dialed into the draft every year.
It's true.
Yeah,
this is true.
Cool.
Our boy Bionic, he likes to hit us up in the chat, in the DMs a lot. He likes to throw suggestions at us, and you know what? He has called some of these picks, man. Like,
yeah,
he has.
He really
you know
has,
what?
man.
If you're looking for this is the guy you got to look at. And lo and behold, man. So Bionic, man, if you're down to get on the line, we'd love to have you, bro.
Not only that, he also has a good playlist as well. He
does. He does.
Absolutely.
He does. Real quick, I have to address this. El Joey, just to follow up, he says, don't let the fact that he was shitting on Raider Cody take away from him. He is also shitting on Raider Nation, though. Be a real one. Love you guys. I wasn't even talking about that. I was really talking about his takes on the team. Here, if I'm going to be a real one, man, he was not out of line, bro. The Raider social media is toxic as fuck, bro. That's why I'm not on there. And y'all went after him real hard for his hot takes. Look, that's not a Raider show. Don't expect Raider bias on Pat McAfee's show.
That's true.
Don't go in there expecting him to kiss our ass. We were 8-8 last year, and we've underperformed for like the last decade. All right, so get some thicker skin. If you don't like it, don't listen to Pat McAfee. But the he's an entertaining dude. He's got hot takes. He's funny. Is he douchey? Yeah, he's douchey. But the guy's doing it well, man. He's got an entertaining show.
He does douchey well.
He does douchey well.
Put that on a t-shirt. You're welcome, Pat.
But I hear you, dude. it sucks. I had to listen to that, and I was like, ouch. But, sometimes the truth hurts, man. There's a lot. I mean, you guys are solid, man. There's a lot of solid Raider fans on Twitter. Even some of the people that get toxic at times. Like, I fuck with all of you guys. We're all one big family, but
I mean, we
calm the fuck down.
No, but at the same time, we can't deny. I mean, people in this chat right now have had their issues with other Raider fans on Twitter, bro. If you've been on Twitter, like Kenny's saying, bro, it can be really fucking toxic.
Yeah. And
I mean, I kind of just look at it and laugh because that's just my personality, bro. Like, I'm just like, these motherfuckers are ridiculous. But there's some people that really get into it. And some people go way past the line of okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when you see that on display, it gets kind of gnarly, bro. And if motherfuckers like that guy who have a platform where they can discuss these things, catch notice of it, and they see it, and you're coming at him for whatever comment he may have made. I mean, like, listen, he's gonna put people on blast. So that's part of his show. He's an entertainer. He's not gonna back down from fucking people on Twitter. That's for sure. Okay, and like Kenny said, sometimes the truth hurts, man. Yeah. And if you really listen to what he said in regards to what the Raiders have been able to do, I mean, like he said, I heard it and I was like, fuck. But can I fucking defend that? Can I say, like, that's not true?
And that's the main
not
thing,
necessarily.
Dude, is that, are you looking at the world through silver and black glasses, or are you actually being a realist? Because at one point, are you actually hurting yourself where all you're thinking, I like to clown a lot and say, oh yeah, we're going 17-20-0, this and that. I like to say that, but in reality, when it comes down to it, I'll give you my real picks. I'll give you my real predictions. Yeah. But, it hurts to be called on it and to be actually have to have some sort of focus on it. And when it's in a platform like that, where more people are paying attention to it, it hurts a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, well, what are we going to do? And what can we do at the same time? Yeah. We're just the fans. We're not the ones writing the paychecks. We're not the ones making the decisions. There's only so much that we can do. There's only so much control that we have, whereas we can't take everything into offense, man.
Yeah, it's called fuck around and find out. Don't heckle the guy with the microphone. And when it comes to like Raider Nation, as with any fan base out there, anybody that's a fanatic, you're going to get some real stupid shit. I mean, I've already talked to 3 Raider fans in the past 2 weeks that told me that we got some really good draft picks this year. And the draft doesn't happen until April 29th. So
why you gotta be calling me out, bro?
I'm just saying, but I feel you well, Joey, and you followed up here, and you're right. You're right.
I know what he was responding to. I mean, when he's the reference he was making, I think Pat at the end of that, he's like, "Oh, that fan base is blah blah blah," right? But I mean, Pat isn't a Raider fan, and he doesn't hang out with all Raider fans. He's only going based off of the shit that's being sent to him, right? Yeah. So if the fans that are representing us are sending him some fucking douchey fucking messages and just calling him out and saying all kinds of nasty shit.
Which is very
what the fuck else is he going to say about the fan base? He doesn't know us personally, y'all. Yeah. And he sure as hell isn't probably tuning into our show to fucking see that there's another side of this, right?
Yeah.
He's not a Raider fan. He's not a Raider. He never was. He never will be. So
that's all
come on.
Yeah. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
He's a fucking kicker, right? He was a kicker too, so.
Yeah. And we roast Raider Nation on here all the time, but it's all love.
That's it. It's all love.
It's all love. Anyways, shout out to Doc's Entertainment. That's I think a new face in the chat. Greg Lear, shout out. El Joey going through it, man. You listen every week. You don't chime in all the time. Keep chiming in, man, because I've enjoyed the discourse tonight. It's been really good. And Chindo Ramirez, if I'm saying that right, shout out to you too, bud. And man, it's been a party tonight. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Probably going to take the week after that off because I'm out of town. We're all going to maybe be out of town on Saturday at the very least, and hopefully.
And hit that like button.
Hit that like button.
That's all I got to say. Smash that like button.
Smash the like button, bro.
Beat the shit out of it.
That's right.
That's it for this week's show, everybody. Tune in next week, wherever podcasts are found. Until next week, keep the wind in your sails and the rum in your mug. And pillage on, Raider Nation. This has been a production of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network. I'm Kenny Stapler, joined as always by
your boy Che.
Bobby, what's up?
And we out here.
Peace.
Raiders.
Just win, baby.
Like a freight train coming, you're blowing the town. Like a diesel motor, you never shut down. With your